behind me, my table there, over.
Very good, very good. Yeah, it was my wife's birthday that day, so I couldn't make the ham fest. I'd have liked to have, because I haven't been to one since the stupid COVID stuff. But we better shut up there, Rick. It's just about time for Chuckles to chime in here and do his opening spiel.
Ziggy, show front
Roger,
yard cam.
Robin Collins,
Ziggy, show front yard cam.
Anyway, I haven't had any luck there. Anyway, so Chuck, if you're around, go ahead.
Is this frequency in use? Thank you very much, Rick and Paul. I've got you marked down as my first two check-ins. So you're already in the log. So attention all stations. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Bonsoir, tout le monde, et bienvenue. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, opening the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, NET, AREG, for Wednesday, October the 4th, 2023. This is week 1568, 1,568 weeks that AREG has been on the air. My name is Chuck, and my station is located in East Hamilton. And this net is on every Wednesday night, starting at 8 p.m. and ending at around 10 p.m. local time here on 146.430 megahertz. And since this is a Simplex net, not everyone will be able to hear everyone else. So we also stream the net live on YouTube. So people who tune in can hear stations they cannot hear on their radio and hear how their audio sounds on the air and see their signal strength, as well as see my station layout. Just type in my call into the YouTube search box, again, VA3CJZ, and look for us live or tonight under the title AREG Week 1568. And finally, we ask that you please try and leave a 1 to 2 second delay between transmissions to allow other stations to break in. May I now have check-ins for this week's AREG?
Victor Echo 3, Kilo, Mike, Quebec.
Okay, I heard VE3 Kilo Mike Quebec. Was there someone else in there doubling?
The Victor Echo 3, Romeo Whiskey, Juliet. Victor Echo 3, Zulu, Juliet, Charlie. Victor Echo 2, Kilo, November, Mike.
Okay, I've got a bunch there. First of all, at the top of the list, we've got PDL, BK, and then KMQ, and I believe BMO was in there along with RWJ and Zulu Juliet Charlie. Who was the last station? Please come back.
Victor Echo 2, Kilo, November, Mike.
Okay, Victor Echo 2, Kilo November, Mike. All right, let's go to the top and say hello to VE3 PDL. Paul, come on in.
Chuck, if you want, you can pick up the Victor Echo 2 call there first, if you'd like, since he's from not in the area.
Absolutely. Sounds like a good idea. It sounds like Ken is VE2 Kilo November Mike. Please come in.
You are right. Certainly here is Ken. I am in right now because I have to drive my daughter to school. So I went on the website and find out that you guys were having network discussions today on Simplex, which I like to do also when I'm more in my surroundings in Montreal, and that's it. I figured that I come to the car and have a little chit chat with you guys.
Oh, very good, Ken. My name is Chuck, and I'm pleased to meet you. Whereabouts are you?
Oh, I'm in Hamilton. I have. Let me look up the address on my phone there. I have no real idea where I am.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. You don't have to give me the address, just general. Are you on the mountain, in the East End? Are you downtown or in the West End? Do you know?
I am on the mountain that I remember, and
Okay.
I'll give you the in a second if everything can load up here. So yes, I am on the mountain on an avenue here, 34th East 34th Street.
Ah, okay, very good. Yep, I'm familiar with that neighborhood. Well, again, Ken, welcome. We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. and also streaming on YouTube. So if you can't reach us by radio, you can follow us along on the YouTube stream. So thank you very much for checking in, my friend. How long are you in town for?
We're leaving back Friday around 4 o'clock or 16 in the afternoon and driving back to Montreal because got to get back to work and the kid has some work this weekend. So that's it. She has to come here 2, 3 days per month. So that's my first trip with her, and then I'll probably be back in the winter time because she doesn't like driving in the bad conditions and stuff like that. So that's about it.
Ah, very good, Ken. It looks like you speak French very well, and moi, je parle français aussi, mais je parle pas français très souvent. So, c'est un plaisir de vous connaître, Ken. Et puis, j'adore Montréal. Ça fait très longtemps que j'ai visité Montréal. J'aimerais faire ça encore une autre fois bientôt. For those of you listening, I said it was very nice to meet Ken. I don't get to speak French very often. I miss Montreal. I think it's beautiful. And that's the translation. Back to you there, Ken.
Well, I'm not gonna say it in French. I don't want to have to translate and everything, but your French is really good, actually. Of course, you have a nice accent there for sure. But I was born French, but my dad was English. So about at the age of 5, I was not perfectly bilingual, but I'm not too bad actually. I don't speak it hardly enough from what I think, but I like to get on the air sometimes and try to make the best of it. So that's about it. I'll let you go and talk with the other station here. I'm gonna be standby for a few minutes there. Nothing much on the agenda for the night here, so I'll be listening for sure.
Sounds like somebody's got their squelch open. Okay, sounds like somebody's got their squelch open there. All right, very good, Ken. Well, thanks for joining us. I do appreciate it. If you're going to be taking off later, you can jump in anytime and say goodnight. That's fine. But for now, thank you for checking in. VE2 Kilo November Mike. And so we'll go back up to the top of the list and say hello to PDL again. Paul, come on in.
I just wanted to let Ken know that he speaks better English than you do, Chuck.
Oh, well, yeah, that's the thing when you speak multiple languages. Also, Ken, your signal was an S7, and my location is the Center Mall. So you can ask one of your relatives, your daughter maybe, where the Center Mall is. It's down below the escarpment there where you are. So very good then, Paul. Anything new and exciting? Happy belated birthday to Leanne, of course, and hope everything went well.
Yep, a good time was had by all. Thank you. And just over to Ken again for a minute. He's not too far from me. He's on East 34th. I think that's where Alpha Mike is, too. East 34th. Real close to there. And I'm on East 23rd, so not too far away. He was sounding good over here. Other than that, Chuck, not too much to report, sir.
Okay, very good, Paul. Well, I do appreciate your check-in as always, and yeah, we'll hopefully hear you again a little bit later on if you don't forget to turn the volume back up. Thanks again, Paul. VE3 Papa Delta Lima. Let's go to Rick, VE3BK, who was kind enough to turn his crossband on. so that if we hear Art in there tonight, once I'm aware he's in there, I can switch over to the 440 side and I'll be able to hear Art no problem. So come on in, Rick.
Yeah, okay there, Chuck. I'm just trying to call Reg. I was talking to Reg a little bit earlier, and he wasn't sure whether he could make it or not, so I got to try him on Skype a little bit later. So that you put that on your announcement. Anybody in the Hamilton area can also check in on 446-050, 446-050 on Simplex, and that is cross-banded over to 146-430. And so we're doing that. So when Chuck does come on, we'll let you know. And or Chuck, I mean Art, when Art comes on, we'll let you know. And or unless you're listening on there too, you're probably hearing the rest of us on cross-banding over. So anyway, and that's about it. Nothing. The flea market on the weekend was great. PDL couldn't make it. His wife had a birthday, and I guess you heard us say that. Heard him say that. And hey, family's first there, Paul. So for sure. And I want to thank Wade for coming up and saying hello, VA3NCA. Hello, Wade, if you're out there listening, and also VA3 TAC. Also, Tom came up, and he won't be able to get on here. I don't think he's too far away. But I talked to him on HF on Monday nights on 3.693, and he made a point of coming to find me at the flea market. So that was good. It was a very successful flea market. A lot of people there, and a lot of prizes. Oh boy! And so it was great. It was great. So lots of friendly faces that I haven't seen for a long time. So anyway, that's a rundown of that, and well, back to net there, Chuck, VA3 CJZ and V3BK, and I'll try Reg again.
Okay, very good, Rick. Not a problem. Okay, very good. Well, thanks for sharing that. And as well, like Rick mentioned, if anyone is having trouble getting in to my radio here on 146.430, try Simplex 446.050, and you'll be able to use Rick's crossband that way. And so let's keep going down the list then, and we'll say hello to who's next. KMQ VE3 Kilo Mike Quebec. Come on in, Mike.
Yeah, good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on the net this evening. Hope everybody's doing well. Well, an update for me. Just got back late this afternoon, actually about 5 o'clock or so from New York State. I was away for 5 days with my wife. We had rented a little, I guess you'd call it a farmhouse. It was actually called an antique pump house on 85 acres of land, about 10 miles south of Watkins Glen in the Finger Lakes area.
Ooh.
And naturally, I brought my portable radio, antenna, and so on, and I played radio for 3 days. Had a lot of fun, Worked a lot of contacts, a little bit of DX, but mostly US-based. And while I was down there, of course, part of the reason was to go to the Elmira Ham Fest, which I had never been to before. It was okay. It wasn't fantastic, but I needed to do that. I'd always heard it was great, and wanted to be able to say I went. Didn't buy an awful lot. Wasn't in the market for an awful lot. One guy gave me 6 connectors for $10. He said, "Well, you've driven a long way. I'm going to make you a deal. Give these 6 connectors, which would have normally been 14 for 10. So I thought that was pretty neat. Saw one Canadian transplant who's now living in North Tonawanda. He was originally from Kitchener. He saw my ball cap with my call sign. Said, "Hey, there's a Canadian." So had a good chat with him, and yeah, good time. So 3 days at this antique pump house. It was really, really nice.
Oh,
And
good.
then on to Ithaca, New York. And I got to tell you, Hamilton has a lot of waterfalls, and
Yes.
rightly to be proud of them. But I got to tell you, if you've ever been to Ithaca, you got to see their waterfalls. They are gorgeous. I'm not saying they're better or whatever, but they are nice, very nice. So did that, and then went on to Geneva, New York, at the top of the Finger Lake, Seneca Lake. And this morning I was working portable in the park overlooking Seneca Lake. What a beautiful scene! And again, I worked Ukraine on 15 meters.
15.
That was kind of neat. So as I said, got back home. I don't know, 5:30, something like that. And great to be home, but had a great time away. Anyway, I won't carry on. Back to you, Chuck, and VE3 KMQ.
Oh, very good then, Mike. Hey, the old pump house. I've heard of a pump house before, but I'm not thinking the same type of place that you guys got. It sounds like it was nice, so glad to hear it. It's always nice to get out of the country, as they say, or out of the city limits and somewhat towards countryside. And glad you had a good time. And I've noticed 10 meters and 15 have been opening up off and on for the last week, maybe. And so I actually got a couple of contacts there. And on 10 meters, I actually got a state I've been looking for, and I got it on 10 meters. I got Utah. Finally checked that one off my list. So anyways, Mike, well, that's fantastic. I'm glad to hear you had a good time, good weather too. And welcome back home. Anything else, Mike?
No, that's pretty much it. Like I say, and as I said, good to be back home, but had a good few days away. And again, where we were was right in the middle of nowhere. So peace and quiet like you wouldn't believe. It was nice just to be able to, listen to the crickets chirping at night. Something you really don't appreciate unless you're kind of out in the country. So it was really great. Anyway, that's it for me, Chuck. So back to you, VE3 KMQ.
All right, Mike. That's great. That's great. I'm glad you had a good time. And yeah, crickets are good. And frogs. Okay, so we'll clear with VE3KMQ and go see if Pierre has been patiently waiting. VE3BMO.
Yep, I'm here. Sorry about that. I just had to jump out of bed. V3BMO, check it in.
All right. Well, I hope I didn't disturb what you were doing, but I don't know if you sleep with the radio on or not. But anyways, thanks for taking the time out and checking in, Pierre. Sorry it took so long to get to you. So I heard you're saving your voice for the weekend, or when's the next time you're going back out there, Pierre?
Tomorrow afternoon or late evening, and then I'm gonna do after 8 o'clock couple stops if I can help it, and then head out to Lake Erie way on Saturday or on Friday. Sorry.
Ah, okay, very good. Looking forward to seeing if we can hear you and make contact with you there. I know the last time I tried listening for you, I couldn't hear you when you were out of town. I had super high noise levels, so we'll see if we can pick you up this time around.
Yeah, no problem there, Chuck. Like I said, I got that going on Friday, and then Saturday I'm gonna go on a tour there with Bill towards Kitchener and Cambridge way and work my way back around Guelph, Fergus and Guelph. See what happens. But anyway, Chuck, I don't want to tie it up too long. line up behind me. V3 CJZ, V3 BMO.
All right, great stuff, Pierre. Also tonight, you've got a great signal coming in here, full strength. And I do have to mention, for those of you listening on YouTube, there is some sort of distortion coming out of my poor old Yaesu 857. It's been acting up lately. Sometimes it goes back to normal. Sometimes it won't until the next day. I don't know what it is, but hopefully it's not too bad and you can understand and hear everything through that little bit of fuzziness. Okay, and with that, speaking of fuzziness, let's go to fuzzy VE3RWJ. Chris.
Fuzzy. I'm not sure what that's about. Anyway, good evening. No traffic from Ancaster. Great seeing everybody at the Hamfest. I'm listening on the crossband and I'm not hearing myself, so that's a little strange. And I am hearing myself on the stream, kind of sounding like my nose is pinched. That's a funny thing happening with that radio. I wonder what's going on there. Anyway, back to you. Thanks a lot for doing the net, V3RWJ.
Okay, Chris. Well, thank you very much for checking in, both through YouTube as well as through the radio. And yeah, it started doing this a couple of weeks ago, and it sucks because when you're trying to listen to HF, you already have that, that noise, and then you have the fuzziness added to that. Sometimes makes it difficult to hear some of those stations, but yeah, it'll come back on its own without any warning. And I've tried moving the volume knob a little bit. Maybe something, I don't know, but yeah, that's the way it is. Thanks again for checking in, Chris. Much appreciated, and we'll talk to you again soon. Anything else, sir?
Nope, that's it. And let's see. Oh, I can hear myself on the crossband. Okay, I just had to turn it up a bit. Funny, when it's your own voice, you almost don't hear it because it cancels out with the sound in your head or something. Okay, 73. I hope it's something simple like just a bad connection or a dirty pot or something.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to see if it's an issue that's been recorded online. If there's any information, I still haven't looked that up. So, but we'll just plug along for now and do the best we can. Thanks again, Chris. So we'll clear with VE3RWJ and go say hello to my anti-call sign, VE3 Zulu Juliet Charlie. Come on in, Jason.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on that tonight. Just be a quick one for me. I got my son and his girlfriend coming by later. I'm the stopover hotel on the way to their flight tomorrow morning out of Pearson. So I just wanted to come in and say hi to everybody, wish everybody 7-3s. I'll listen along for as much as I can tonight. Other than that, no real traffic, other than I went for a nice drive after work today. Picked up a Zigu X6100 for some future travel plans. And I'm off until Tuesday. So hopefully I'll get some hunting in the POTA and maybe an activation or two under my belt this weekend. Back to you, Chuck.
All right, Jason. Well, thanks for taking the time out and checking in with us. And good luck with traffic and safe travels to who's taking off. And thanks again. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Chuck. Much appreciated. 7-3, everybody.
Okay, so with that, that's the end of my list. I'd like to acknowledge Wayne B, VA3 Fox Mike Bravo, who checked in with us on YouTube. Hello, Wayne. Thanks. As well as Mike, Kilo India 5, Sierra Papa Alpha from Arkansas, Warren, Arkansas, as a matter of fact. Good evening, Michael. And yes, 10 meters has been open. I made a few contacts in the last couple of days there. Orkney Islands, Azores, and some other place I can't remember now. But anyways, welcome. And Richard, North End Richard, VA3 VJC. Good evening, Richard. Hope all is well. Looks like your leg is doing better. So that's great news. And with that, let me do another call out and see if we have anyone else out there wishing to check into the Amateur Radio Exchange Group Net. This is VA3 CJZ. Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, Oscar Yankee Lima.
Victor Alpha 3, India, Mike Whiskey.
Alpha 3 November, Charlie Alpha.
Okay, I heard 3 stations there, possibly 4 coming in with Debbie, VA3OYL, VA3IMW, and another VA3NCA. Was there another station in there? Please come now.
I think that was me, but Debbie, her signal just clobbered me, and I heard her on key, and I knew I was clobbered, so I threw my call out again.
Okay, very good, Wade. Okay, so let's go to Debbie then, VA3OYL. Come on in. We missed you last week.
Yes, and sorry for clobbering you there. I don't do that very often. It was my weak station. Anyway, yeah, I'm feeling better this week, and I'm watching my grass seed grow. I had to fill in the patch where my pool was, so it's starting to sprout with this nice warm weather. So I'm a happy camper.
Yeah, warm is right. I think we hit 30 over here at my location today, outside on my front porch there. So whatever temperatures they give you on the news, it's usually about 2 degrees warmer here, because they take the airport temperature and relay it to us, trying to fool us and tell us that that's the temperature in the city. Meanwhile, it's at the airport. But anyways, yeah, so any radio work, any new contacts?
Yeah, I've been doing some POTA hunting. I'm down almost, I think I have maybe 6 states left to get all the states. All the provinces, well, I think I'm a little further behind on that. But, yeah, we're having fun. And I can't remember if I had any really exciting contacts.
Exciting.
Oh, well, I guess they didn't stick in my mind anyway.
Yeah. I know one day I was checking my I just went to QRZ, and lo and behold, I see a new country that was added. It went from, 103 to 104. And I was like, geez, I wonder who that is. Turns out it was Turkey. And it was an older contact that I had that the person finally decided to confirm. So that's always nice to get confirmed. Very good. Well, like I said, 10 meters and 15 has been opening up there. All kinds of exotic countries that have been coming up on the DX spotting page. So it's still good conditions when the sun isn't killing us with all that noise.
Yeah, I had 2 Japan contacts on 15 meters. That's my exciting contacts right there. I was pretty happy about that. So we're just plugging along. I got the dog groomed yesterday, so he looks like a schnauzer now. I left the beard long and a little bit of length on the legs, but the rest of him is cut short. He looks cute.
Yeah, it grows back. that's what my parents always said.
Yeah, I hear you. So yeah, that's all that's going on here. be on. I've had a few headaches, but what are you going to do? I'm having problems getting my pain meds for my headaches, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that. So I'm going to have a little fight on my hands, trying to contact the doctor and the pharmacy, and
Oh yeah, yeah. It's always a hassle. Um like I get the same medicine, every month for years now, and they still give me only a certain amount of repeats, and then I have to have the pharmacy fax my doctor's office so I can get more, and it's like, why not just renew it every month?
Yep. I guess that's OHIP for you or whatever. But
Yeah,
yeah, I used to go to another pharmacy, and they kept splitting my prescriptions and charging me the dispensing fee and give me
yeah,
wrong meds and that. And I changed pharmacies, and I just love the pharmacy I'm with now. So this little hiccup with this medication, I'm not really blaming the pharmacy. So it is what it is.
yeah, exactly. All right, Deb. Well, thank you very much. And unless you have anything else, we're gonna keep going down the list. And of course, tonight we have On This Day with some new and exciting stuff for everyone.
Okay, we'll listen along and catch you next round.
All right. Was there a comment or a check-in in there? Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, X-Ray Lima Juliet. Something happened in my radio, so I apologize, guys.
Okay, Vanya, Victor Alpha 3, X-Ray Lima Juliet. Okay, sir, we'll get to you in a couple of minutes. First, let's go and say hello to Mac. Bienvenue, Monsieur Mac, Victor Alpha 3, Indy Mike Whiskey. Come on in.
Good evening, Chuck, and all on frequency. And here I am, desperately trying to shed my urges to respond in French. By the way, I'll lead off by saying it doesn't always grow back. You should know that by now. Anyways, yes, glad to be back over here on the right side of the pond. And I'm glad to be able to sit down and have a full-size cup of coffee. And French food sucks,
yeah.
and I certainly appreciate our North American fare much better than the swill that they cook up over there. Or just maybe I wasn't in the right places. Who knows? Best meal I had while in France was actually at an Indian restaurant. So yeah, the goat curry was absolutely extraordinary. Let's see what else is going on. Very good to be back and active on the radio. Have been poking around relentlessly since Friday evening on HF, and yeah, I'm struggling to get to the next milestone on my parks hunted. So looking forward to getting that next notch there in the next week or so. As you climb the list, it's further between awards, and obviously you have less new parks to choose from because you've already worked a whole ton of them. Anyways, certainly glad to hear you on the air there, Chuck, and everybody else has sounded real good so far. So why don't I just take a back seat? And oh yeah, just one other thing. I'm not going to time out a repeater or anything like that, but strangely enough, the greatest urge that I have to respond in French to people is in grocery store settings. I had to get used to struggling on my own in a country where I wasn't familiar with the language, and most of the people I was dealing with over there did not speak English. So I managed to speak a little bit of this, that, and the other, figure out the currency and all the rest of that good stuff. So I did catch myself a couple of times ready to blurt out something in a foreign tongue, and that's just not me. Anyway, Chuck, I'll be around for the duration, as far as I know, until unless I turn into a pumpkin. Back to you.
VE3KCI.
Holy smokes. I just heard another station in there, VE3 Kilo Charlie India. Art, I can hear you straight on the on my radio here. Rick VE3BK actually put his crossband on so I can hear you better. So give me a couple of minutes. I've got another caller, another check-in to get to, and we'll get to you in a minute there, Art. Nice to hear you. And Mac, yeah, very good. Geez, that's unfortunate. What, you got to order 4 coffees to get the same as a large double? Yeah, same thing in Holland. The coffees or the coffee is very, very small cups. But anyways, yeah, welcome back. Great job. Hopefully, by the way, how did the business trip? Was it a success? How did it go?
Well, the development project is about 4 weeks behind schedule, and so it's kind of putting the pressure on a lot of our folks. So that's all I can say about it for now. Obviously, we've got some milestones to hit, and a lot of we're being urged not to share too much information on social media, but it will definitely become a success at one point in time. But we got a lot of work to do.
Okay, very good then. I was just curious about that. Very good. Thanks for sharing that much. All right, so we'll clear with Mac, VA3IMW, and go say hello to Wade out in the West End, VA3 November Charlie Alpha.
VA3 CJZ, VA3 NCA. Good evening, Chuck, and good evening all on frequency. I'm had a work from work day today, so was on the campus there for work, and then back home in time to make sure I made it for an on-air check-in here at the AREG. Let's see. I guess I'm going to miss next week because I am heading out to Chicago on the weekend for a work thing. But
Chicago.
Tried to pad a day on the front and a day at the back to try and get some POTA in. So I will spot myself when I'm out. I think I'll probably be able to fit something in on Sunday, maybe Monday morning, but I have about a noontime start for work, so I don't know how that's going to work. But certainly Sunday I'm going to give a shot, and then on the other end I'm going to try for Friday before I fly back out back here. So looking forward to that, and I'll bring my little radio, so hopefully it's on 40, it's not that far away, maybe that'll reach us, and I can get some contacts in from the border again, and that'll get me Whiskey 9 land.
On the West Coast.
I'll be at VA3 NCA stroke Whiskey 9 for the week. And other than that, I can't think of anything else to add right now. So I will hang around though. I'll listen along, and Debbie, no hard feelings. I'm here in a valley in Dundas, and I have a compromised antenna, so I'm usually used to having Mac walk on me. So it's all about my station is a little weak, not anybody else. So no hard feelings. And I'll send it back to you there, Chuck. And thanks for doing it, and I'll be listening on.
Okay, Wade, fabulous. So you're going to Chicago. Make sure you have some deep dish pizza. Chicago-style pizza is supposed to be the best. And, that's right. You're going to be there for the eclipse, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to. That's the Saturday on the back weekend, and I probably can get out there in the morning and do something before I have to head off to the airport. It's not that far away from downtown to O'Hare. So I think I might try and get out there early and do some operating during the eclipse as well. But I have all day Friday, so I'll see if I can't get myself to a park then, and then find some time to see what I can do during the eclipse as well. Yeah, that's October 14th, the Saturday.
Right.
And I'm trying to set up my little whisper transmitter here, but yeah, the kit goes together really well, but now I got some power issues that I'm trying to work out. So I don't know. I'm running out of time, but so maybe I'll have to do whisper for the next eclipse, which is in April 2024. So that's not that far away. I can certainly have a beacon ready for then. But other than that, I'll just do sideband from the park during the event and submit my logs for the research that hamsci.org is doing on the event. So it should be fun. Well, any day out in the park is fun, but it should be extra fun when there's a special event going on. So looking forward to it. Thank you.
Okay, very good there, Wade. And like Wade mentioned, this Saturday is the eclipse. I'm not sure what time of day we are going to be experiencing it here. I'll have to look that up. But a lot of people have been, there's a RAC, I believe, is going to be trying to do a test with the conditions prior to the eclipse, during the eclipse, and after the eclipse. So it should be interesting if you have time to also monitor if there's any weird activity happening, whether good or bad, on the radio waves during that time. That would be something good to do. So we'll clear with VA3NCA, and Art, we'll get to you just in a minute. We'll say hello to Vanya first. Victor Alpha 3, X-Ray Lima Juliet.
Hello, Chuck, and everybody. So I'm not gonna tie you up, guys, too long. So I don't know what's happening with my radio. Every time when I hit the PTT button, when I start the radio, actually, it will just shut itself off and turn itself off again. So I replugged the microphone cable. That seems to fix the problem. So maybe it's something simple. Anyways, I really don't have too much to contribute because I just joined you guys like a couple of minutes ago. So I don't know what's the topic of the how you say the topic of the jour topic, whatever the thing is. And yeah, and then slowly it's gonna be time for me to start getting ready for my graveyard shift and yelling at the kids to go to bed. So I'm gonna stick around like for like another 5 more 10 minutes and but and call bits for the radio for today. So this is gonna be my checking and checking out today, Chuck.
Oh, okay then, Vanya. Well, thanks for taking the time to check in with us and make sure the kids get tucked away. And so, yeah, there you go. Speaking French now, we've got Mac coming back from France. He's sometimes wanting to slip out a little bit of French here and there. Uh, we have a check-in that came in earlier from Quebec, from Montreal, Quebec. And now you with the topic du jour. Du jour. So actually, I did have a topic. I wanted to ask if anybody had been outside the city and seen any fall colors in the leaves. Maybe somebody's traveled, been out of the city, and has noticed the leaves changing. But I don't. I don't get out much. So yeah, it's that time of the year. I heard some guys on the radio today talking about where they were, and the leaves were changing. So, anyways, thank you for checking in, Vanya. I do appreciate it, sir. And do you have anything else for us before we move along?
Thank you.
Yeah, the one thing regarding the leaves, like there's two spots in Oakville. There are the couple of trees. I don't know what kind of maple trees are those, but they usually go first. And the one is on the Ford Drive, like it's when I would leave my work, I would take the Ford Drive all the way from Windsor all the way, Royal Windsor all the way down to the lakeshore, and kind of I can't say halfway down, but it's whatever some way down, closer to Doral Windsor than the thing. Like there's the three maple trees, and they always turn out the very nice orangey and red, and but just those three for some reason, and they're like usually predate. They kind of like turn the fall colors like a week and a half, maybe even 2 weeks prior to the all other trees around them, even if they look the same for some reason, which is kind of odd. That's regarding the fall colors and a lakeshore and at the fourth line, I believe, on the right hand side of the road. Like there's a two old beautiful trees. Like it's I don't know what kind of trees they are, but it's they are just glowing orange and red. Like but not those deep reds, just like light orange and red. It's them. So I guess in a week or two, like whole lakeshore is gonna turn in fall colors, hopefully. So it's gonna be able to enjoy the I call it a scenic ride, anyways. On my way home and on my way to work for next week or two. So, anyways, that'll be all from me. VA3XLJ.
Okay, very good, Vanya. Thanks for sharing that with us, and have a good night shift, my friend.
Yeah, thank you, Chuck, and 7-3 to you guys, whoever's listening or who can hear me. So, VA3XLJ.
Okay, and VE3MQ, you're acknowledged. Please hold on 1 second, unless it's an emergency, and we do have one more check-in, and I do have to switch over to the 440 side and use Rick VE3 BK. I will be using his crossband to talk to Art. VE3 KCI, VA3 CJZ.
My God, you're really coming in clear.
Oh, yeah, so are you, sir. So are you. Rick was kind enough to put his radio on crossband, and so I'm coming in off of his radio right now. I'm transmitting on the 440 on 446.050, and he's banging straight into your antenna there, Art. How's it going?
That's good, going good. He gave me a phone call just ahead of time, me turning on the radio, and he told me all about it.
Ah, very good. Well, it's nice. Geez, I could hear you coming through straight on my radio, though, earlier. So that was one of those nights where tonight the conditions are very favorable if I'm able to pick you up clearly on there. I think you were coming in at an S6, but right now coming through Rick's crossband there, you're full strength now, Art.
Roger, that sounds really great.
Yeah, and we stream the net on YouTube, and so you can listen along on YouTube as well. You can move the slider that's at the bottom there and go back and forth wherever you like in the video. So you're welcome to do that as well. So anything new and exciting there, Art? What's going on with your radios?
Well, I'm supposed to be getting my radio sometime in December.
Okay.
And yeah, because of the on the phone and everything else like that, they said it's going to be the same inside on the radio, but the outside of the radio is going to be totally different. So I'm kind of looking forward to it, and yeah, that's all the good news around here.
Oh, very good. Can't wait for you to finally get that, my friend. It's been a long wait, and I'm sure you'll be quite happy.
Yeah, I probably will be really happy because then I also got the icons over here too. So yeah.
Yeah, you'll have the best of both worlds there, Yezu and ICOM. So let us know once you get that, and can't wait to hear you.
I'll be like a little kid in a candy store.
And speaking of candy store, are you enjoying the nice weather and still watching the young ladies walking by in their summer attire.
I'm trying to, but I can't go very far. My walker broke down a few weeks ago, and I asked to see if I want to get it fixed. And now my chair's on the fritz.
Oh dear. Well, I hope you sort that out soon, there, my friend, and get mobile again. So we're going to continue on down the list there, Art. So, do you have anything else for us?
Yeah, the only thing that really hurts is when I have to go when they have to come down for the service call over here. It costs me $105 each time.
Ouch! I swear they do that to seniors. Uh, you know, because they know that a lot of them won't question. Why forking out all that money. But anyways, that's another subject for another time. Okay, Art. Well, I hope they get you back up and running real soon.
Yeah, I hope so too. In the meantime, you're sounding great through Rick's radio net, and yeah, you're gonna have to go in there and get one for yourself now.
Yeah. I have a radio that does crossband, and it's just I don't use it for the net. And yeah, I have another radio that does crossband, but somehow the audio chip in there is messed up, and I got to get that looked at. But for now, we're using this, and with the graciousness of Rick and the magic of crossband, we're able to hear each other loud and clear. Thanks again for checking in, Art. Much appreciated. And Rick as well, VE3BK. Thank you for the crossband.
And thank you also, Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Juliet Zulu for coming in so nice and clear.
Okay, very good, Art. And so we'll say 7-3 for now to you, and we're going to switch back over to my home radio here. So we're going to unkey and switch over.
Okay, 73 to you.
Contact.
Okay, contact. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Chuck, I just wanted to let you know that VE3FNI also threw his call sign out there. So not sure if he's still on frequency, but maybe we can reach out to him after a quick chat with Tom.
Absolutely. Thank you for that relay, Mac. So let's go to VE3MQ. Tom, come on in.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Just come out to the desk, heard the radio scan and stopped here, so I just thought I would say good evening to everybody. V3MQ.
All right, very good, Tom. Nice to hear you in there. I hope you're continuing to be on the mend, and you're sounding great. Of course, we're not that far away. You're full strength to my location there, and thanks for checking in.
Yeah, very good, Chuck. And there was somebody else trying to check in there as well.
Yeah, okay then. So we'll let you go for now, and we'll see who else is out there. We do have Sean, VE3FNI. I've got you in the log there, Sean, and you're up next. But is there anyone else out there would like to check in? Please come now.
Here's another cue for you. Victor Echo 3 Quebec uniform.
Another cue. All right. Scott, VE3 Quebec uniform. I heard another station doubling with you. Please come now.
VA3XJ.
All right. VA3AXJ. All right. So we're clear with Tom now, and we'll go to Scott, VE3 Queen United. Come on in.
Thanks for the phonetics. I appreciate those. That's sometimes what I got to use when I contest a little bit. So I try everything. Quebec uniform, Queens United. I throw everything at them when I contest, and ultimately they get it. Good evening, everybody on net, and thanks for letting me check in. I think it's my first time in a long time on this net. I'm back in the land of the living and working day shifts, so not much for me. And Tom, you're booing up here, buddy. You're full scale up here to my place from your place, so no problem with your station. And back to net.
Yeah, I've got a 65-watt radio.
That'll do it.
Yep.
All right, very good. Yeah, full strength over here by the Center Mall. I'm just 2 blocks south of there, and so Scott, you're doing a great job. And yeah, when you're contesting or trying to hit a station out in the distance there, sometimes our phonetics don't quite match up with theirs. Like for example, the letter J, which is in my call sign, Charlie Juliet Zulu. Sometimes I'll have to say Japan, and then they'll pick it up right away.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, when I used to contest with the Delta Charlie guys, we would say direct current dead chicken. We'd throw everything at them.
Dead chicken. Oh, that's a good one. We'll have to do that when Tom or Rick is using the club call sign there, VE3 DC.
Yeah, I used to use that one all the time when I was at the contest site. I was one of the regulars, and my wife, VA3 GFI. I'll give you a check-in for her as well. She's just upstairs with Mom, but you can throw another bean in the pot from her as well. Victor Alpha 3 Golf Foxtrot India, or ground fault interrupt. She's my ground fault interrupt.
Yeah, copy that. Yeah, so is my wife. She's my GFI. Well, very good then, Scott. Well, welcome back to the net. We just celebrated 30 years of having the AREG on once a week, just a month ago or so. And yeah, so welcome back. And we're here every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock until around 10. So thank you for both those check-ins. And so I look forward to chatting with you again down the log. Anything else for us? How's do you have an HF antenna now?
Yes, I do. I actually got a POTA antenna. I got the 12, the
Right.
Pack 12. So I'm all set. Coax will be here tomorrow, and I was cleaning the garage and I found a ton of coax. I found a 40-meter antenna, and I found I believe an 80-meter dipole as well. So I've got lots of antennas. I just need a farm to put them on. Hi. Back to net, no more for me, and back to net for some other check-ins. E3QU.
Okay, very good, Scott. Thanks again. So we'll clear with VE3QU and say hello to Rick, downtown Rick, VA3AXJ. Come on in, Rick.
Hello, Jack. Yes. Chuckles. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm having problems with radio. I don't know. I may be not even transmitted. I don't know, but
Oh yeah.
my receive is not. I'm not picking up anybody yet. The only one I can hear is you, actually, and that's it. I heard Mac a few minutes ago, but it was all staticky and stuff. But got my shots yesterday, and I was miserable as hell all day. Woke up this morning, felt great. So, I guess that's the way it goes. First day you get your shots, you're bad. Second day, you're great. After you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always the case there when you get those shots. Doesn't matter what it is. Even the freaking flu vaccine there. I swear they jam that needle in the bone of your arm. That's why my arm is always sore, let alone feeling like crap for the next 24 hours or so. All right, Rick. Well, yeah, you're not steady full strength as you normally are. You're coming in maybe fluctuating actually between 30, 40 S units. Still good signal, but yeah, maybe, I don't know. Check your connections. Always check your connections. Sometimes they do vibrate loose on their own, unless you gorilla tighten them. And yeah, so hopefully it's not too big of an issue. Maybe we can work on that tomorrow there on this frequency if you're around.
Yeah, I checked all the connections. Everything's fine. It's just I think I'm running low on power here. That's probably what it is. But I haven't plugged it in a while. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to be the 7th Street for me. And I'm going to leave it on. I'm going to listen to you on this day because I don't want to miss that. I was late checking in. So Anyhow, Chuck, thanks for doing the net, but I will be listening. Catch you later.
Hey, before you go, Rick, did you notice the color change in the leaves when you went out to Dunville there?
No. How did you? I went to Dunville. You must have been sandbagging when I was talking to you on the way back.
Yes, sir. You never know who's listening. Okay, Rick. Well, very good then. I was just curious. Thought I'd ask that. Thanks for checking in, my friend. We will get to on this day in history. And so we got a lot of check-ins tonight, and I do thank everyone for their check-ins, even on YouTube as well as on the radio. And so with that, we'll clear with VA3AXJ and see who else is out there that would like to check in to the weekly amateur radio exchange group net. This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm here in the east end of Hamilton. Any new check-ins, please come now.
Yeah, I just want to say, glad to have you back, Matt. I hope your vacation was fine and everything went good. Back to you.
All right, Mac, do you want to respond?
Do I want to respond to who?
Oh, you can't hear Rick. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's having troubles with his antenna, so I don't know who else can hear him on the radio. But let's see if Tom can hear him. VE3MQ. No? How about Scott?
I can't hear him. Where's he located, Chuck?
Towards downtown there. What's the name of that street? Near East Avenue somewhere, I think. Where are you, Rick?
Old Rick you're talking about. Is he near Wellington East in that area?
Yeah, near Victoria.
I can't hear him from here. I'm probably about 20 feet in the air, Chuck, about the most. I'm going to try and get it up a little higher. That doesn't sound right. But I'm going to try and get the 2 meter 440 up a bit higher. But I can hear all you guys really good.
I can hear you up here, no problem.
Well, at least I'm getting out anyhow. Okay, thanks.
What was that?
We'll be listening. Now back to you.
Yeah, you're S9 up here on the West Mountain, no problem at all.
Is he coming back to me, Chuck?
I don't know what's going on, but I couldn't. I usually hear everybody, but tonight
No.
noise. There's a lot of frequency noise. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, okay. Well, Mac's not too far from me. I'm surprised he can't hear you. He usually hears everybody better than me. This is the big turn of events.
I used to hear Mac booming in, but not tonight.
Yeah, he can't hear you either, Mac. That's strange. Very strange. Anyway, check in Chuck V3KKP.
QSL there, Kevin. Thank you very much for letting Rick know. You could hear him, but evidently not everyone can. So, as I mentioned before, maybe go to 446.050 when you can't hear a station, and you may be able to pick him up on the crossband. So there's that. And the crossband is set up at VE3BK's location. And so, Kevin, we've got you down in the log. Your check-in number 21. And so let's see if anyone else is out there waiting in the wings that would like to check into the weekly amateur radio exchange group. This is VA3CJZ. Oh, was there a comment there? Go ahead.
Yeah, we're just waiting for VE3 FNI to get back up to around 3,000 feet. Now I understand what's going on. He's actually airborne, so you may have an aircraft checking into the net shortly.
Ah, there we go. I did hear a faint voice there, and I do believe that is VE3 Fox November India. Sean, come on in.
I'll be back
Okay, copy that, Sean. We will wait for you to get a little bit closer. So there you go, folks. We have an aviation check-in from VE3 Fox November, India. Very good then. Anyone else out there would like to check in to this week's AREG Net? This is VA3 CJZ. Please come now.
Contact?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
What airport is he taking off out of, Chuck?
I'm not sure. We'll ask him when he comes back closer.
No problem. V3QU.
Yeah, we'll follow him on flight radar 24.
Yeah, there you go. That's the website to go to track air traffic. So there you go.
I missed that, Chuck. Sorry, it was static.
Yeah, that was Kevin, VE3KKP, and he said go to the Flight Radar 24 webpage.
Thanks, Kevin. Sorry, I have a hard time hearing you until I got my antenna above the roof.
Yeah, not a problem. Also, my radio is giving out a little fuzzy audio there, and so might be I don't know if my audio is fuzzy when I'm transmitting, but I do know on the receive end over here, my radio has been cutting in and out of clarity. I don't know if it's someone using something, turning something on or whatever, but it's been happening for the last couple of weeks now. Anyways, so if there's no more check-ins, let's do a quick round before we go to the on this day in history. So first is Paul, VE3 PDL. Are you there? Next is Rick, VE3BK.
Roger on that. Chuck, good to hear Wade in there. I met him on the weekend at the flea market, and good to hear V3MQ in there as well. And he sounded really good on that radio. And also good to hear Art, V3KCI. Anyway, and also Mac is back, so good to hear you too, Mac. Everybody else on frequency. And let's see, as far as autumn leaves go, I noticed quite a few blowing around when we rode there today, but they weren't actually leaves. They looked more like seeds or something up the trees. So I don't know, but I've heard that some of the guys I talked to up north on HF there on Monday, we're seeing the leaves were changing already.
Station.
So that's all I know about the leaves changing, and I haven't been out a whole lot either there, Chuck. So anyway, so back to that, V3CJZ, V3BK.
All right, Rick. Well, thanks for that update on the leaves. Thank you very much. Let's quickly go down the list. VE3KMQ. You there, Mike, still? VE3BMO. VE3RWJ. VE3 Zulu Juliet Charlie. You still there, Jason? Okay, how about Ken? VE2 Kilo November Mike.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm still here, still standing.
Oh, very good, very good. So, are you done what you had to do, and you're just listening on the net, or you're still out and about?
Well, I'm still sitting in the car there. I have nothing else to do except that passing time here. So I'm in the car since that whole time around 7:30ish or something like that. When I read on your website that there was a net, it wasn't on Simplex, was reported as on this one for the Simplex one, which I like also. And there you were. So I tried to see if there were more repeater actives around here at night and stuff like that.
Info?
Okay, stand by 1 second, Ken. Info, go ahead.
Yeah, they're not on the 147-210 machine. They're on the 440 machine, the VE2 station. I apologize I didn't get the call, but you're booming in here. Call signs VE3QU. They're actually on the 440 side on RSB. They're not transmitting from the 2-meter side.
Okay. Can you give me back the frequency exactly, please?
Yeah, give me 2 seconds, sir. Somebody will probably get it before me.
825.
There you go.
44825. I'll punch it in for sure. Thank you very much.
I think that was Bill. Thanks, Bill.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, sorry.
It was the popular guy.
Sure it was. Back to Nat.
Okay, that was Mac VA3IMW, I do believe. And so there you go, Ken. I'm not sure of the tone, but that is the VE3 RSB 440 repeater. They have one on 2-meter and on 440. The 2-meter one right now is not linked up, I guess, or working at the moment. So the VE3 RSB a repeater is on the 440 side, and they're on at 7:30 every Wednesday night, just before the AREG net.
Oh, well, everything is perfect for me there, as I'll be spending another 2 days there wandering about with no special goal in mind, just seeing what is there to see and talking to as many people as I can.
Okay, very good. Well, there is a local repeater also on the 440 side that is quite active, and that's the VE3ZOE repeater, Zulu Oscar Echo, and that frequency is 443.075, and no tone required, just a positive offset. That's all you need to get into the ZOE repeater. A lot of guys chit-chat on there as well, Ken.
Okay, I'm going to have to write that down there. I was trying to remember everything, but now I have too much good information. Give me a second.
All right, not a problem.
Okay, so the first one was 444.825, if I'm correct.
Yes, sir. And that is the VE3 RSB repeater.
131.8, Chuck.
And there you go. The tone is 131.8.
Okay, and the last one you just gave me?
That is the VE3ZOE repeater. Probably the most active in the city here. And that's 443.075. 443.075. No tone, just a positive offset. Make sure the positive is on, and you're good to go.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you very much there. Everything is noted, and I'll probably go later on tonight or tomorrow, because another full day of waiting here.
Yeah. Okay. Very good then. Like I said, there's always somebody listening on there usually, and so yeah. Good luck with that, Ken. Anything else, sir?
No, everything is good for me there. Thank you very much. It was very nice to listen to you guys, and made that night a little more interesting than it was supposed to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. We always have a pretty friendly and open net here every Wednesday night, so you're quite welcome to join us anytime you're available. And so with that, we'll clear with VE2 Kilo November Mike from Coteau. Looks like here, Coteau du Lac, Quebec. All right, very good then. All right, so let's see if Deb. We'll just check on Deb before we start on this day. VA3 OYL.
Oh, you caught me snacking, so I guess you better
Uh,
continue on this day.
all right, Debbie having the snack. All right, the snack meister. Okay, so let's do that then. Let's go to on this day, and we are at on this day 136. That is the amount of weeks that I have been doing on this day, and so we'll start with birthdays, and actually we'll start with a French Canadian, and this gentleman was born on this day in 1807. His name is Louis Hippolyte Lafontaine. I do believe there's a highway or a bridge that's named after Louis Hippolyte Lafontaine. He's a French Canadian politician. He was the Prime Minister of the province of Canada. This is back in 1807, mind you. Born in Boucherville, Lower Canada. He passed away in 1864. Next, we've got Buster Keaton. Was born on this day in 1895. He lived until 1966, excuse me. And he's an American actor and comedian, most famously known for his silent movies as a slapstick actor. He was born in Kansas. Next, we have Charlton Heston, was born on this day in 1923. We all remember the 10 Commandments. It's usually on once a year. Ben-Hur, Planet of the Apes, and a whole bunch of other movies. He was born in Wilmette, Illinois. Passed away in 2008. Oh, all right. Well, this is not someone. This is the birth of Dick Tracy, the comic strip, on this day in 1931. Next, we've got Tony La Russa celebrating his 79th birthday. He was born in 1944 on this day. He's an American Baseball Hall of Fame manager. He was the manager for the World Series 1989 Oakland A's and 2006 and 11 with St. Louis Cardinals. Yada, yada, yada. Lots of accolades. Born in Tampa, Florida. Tony La Russa. Next, we've got Susan Sarandon celebrating her 77th birthday. Born today, October 4th in 1946. Susan Sarandon's an American actress known for the movie Dead Man Walking, The Client. She was in the Alien movies, I believe. Also known for her social and political activism. Born in Queens, New York.
That was, what do you call it, Sigourney Weaver you're thinking about. Susan Sarandon, her other movie, her claim to fame was Bull Durham, B3QU.
Well, thank you for that clarification. I'm always looking to see if someone knows if I'm wrong or not, and I do thank you for that, Scott. Next, we've got the bassist for Blood, Sweat, and Tears, the band. And we have Jim Fielder, born on this day in 1947. And he was with Blood, Sweat, and Tears from 1967 to 1974. And he's also a session musician, born in Denton, Texas. Next, we've got Linda McMahon, born today in 1948. She is the CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment, also known as WWE. So she's the real boss. Next, we've got Alicia Silverstone. I just watched a movie with her in it last night. She's celebrating her 47th birthday today, and she was born in 1976. American actress known for her movie Clueless and also Batman Forever. Born in San Francisco, California. And that's all people I have for famous people born on this day in history.
Comment?
Go ahead there, comment.
Yeah, Chuck, 11:30 till about 2 o'clock will be the most you'll see of the eclipse you're asking, and it's only going to be seen here by 20%
Oh, okay. Well, it still might affect radio communications. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Thank you for that, Tom.
Yeah, I'm talking to RYI on 10 meters, and he just found it. Yeah, 20%, that's about it.
Huh. Well, I thought it'd be a little bit more than that. I thought it might be 20% that we won't be able to see. Okay. Well, thanks for clearing that up, Tom.
Yep, I'm QSY back to 10.
Okay, very good. Thank you for that. And I usually ask if there's any questions or comments after each set that I do here. And so, any other comments or questions or check ins, please come now. This is VA3 CJZ. Okay. Who died today in history is our next section. And our first person is Rembrandt. His full name is Rembrandt van Rijn, Rijn. He is a Dutch painter, and he died in 1669 at the age of 63. Next, we've got Catherine Booth. She passed away on this day in 1890. She's the co founder of the Salvation Army, known as the Army Mother. Dies at the age of 61. Next, we've got a Frenchman, Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi. He passed away in 1904 on this day, and he's a French sculptor who designed the Statue of Liberty. Dies of tuberculosis at the age of 70. Next, we've got Janis Joplin passing away on this day in 1970 from a heroin overdose at the age of 27. Sad. Next, we've got Graham Chapman, passed away sadly on this day in 1989. He's a British comedian and screenwriter for Monty Python, The Life of Brian. I think he's one of the original cast of the Monty Python and the Flying Circus. He dies of cancer at the age of 48. Next, we've got Secretariat, the famous American thoroughbred racehorse. He was 19 years old when he was euthanized. Because he was suffering from a disease called laminitis at the young age of 19. He won the Triple Crown back in 1973. I remember that's all people could talk about back in the day. All right. Next person passing away on this day in 2014 would be Paul Revere. He's an American rock organ player and pianist with Paul Revere and the Raiders. He was Paul Revere. Famous song, Indian Reservation. You remember that one? He dies of cancer at the age of 76. And last on my list is Loretta Lynn, passing away in 2022, last year on this day. She's an American country singer, songwriter, famous coal miner's daughter, Louisiana woman, Mississippi man, and she dies at the age of 90. So she had a pretty full life. And that ends the people passing away on this day in history. Any questions or comments or check-ins, please come now.
Quick comment from Ken Montreal.
Yes, sir, Ken. Go ahead.
Yeah, Louis Hippolyte Lafontaine is actually a tunnel in Montreal, which is
That's
under
right.
very, very large renovation right now, and it is creating very, very bad traffic.
Oh, geez. Yeah, thank you for that. I wasn't sure. It's been so long since I've been there, and but I do remember it had something to do with the roadways there. So very good. It's a tunnel, and it's closed for repairs or restoration, renovation, and it's causing major headaches. Yeah, I remember driving through Montreal, and let me tell you, if you didn't keep up with the high speed of all the other drivers, man, you were in serious trouble because people will just fly there. That's what I remember back in the 70s.
Well, to my knowledge, we are not that fast, but maybe back in the days, there people were more inclined of speeding.
Yeah, I forget the name of that highway that goes through the city there, and at some points you're high, and some points you're low, and then you go back up, and then you come down for your exits. What is that?
It is called the Metropolitain, and yeah, you're absolutely right there. It goes up and down and around.
Yeah, yeah. We have the equivalent of that. It's called Burlington Street. When you're getting in off the Skyway there and uh, take the way in through to Burlington Street, we have that up and down as well. Okay, well, thank you very much, Ken, for straightening that out. Louis Hippolyte Lafontaine, the Prime Minister of the province of Canada. Thank you for that. Anything else? All right, guess not. All right, so let's go to events in history. And today we start, well, every week we start off as far back in time as is necessary to find interesting stories and events. And the first one involves the pocket watch. In 1675, on this day, October 4th, Dutch mathematician Christian Huygens patents the pocket watch. And today, in 1824, Mexico becomes a republic. And then in 1830, on this day, the provisional government declares succession of Belgium from the Netherlands. They wanted their own independence. Okay, next we have Lincoln denounces slavery on this day. In 1854, Abraham Lincoln resumes his political career with a speech denouncing recent federal legislation extending slavery at the Illinois State Fair in Springfield. Event is a precursor to his famous Peoria speech. Okay, here's a little bit of trivia I didn't know about. 1873, on this day, the Toronto Argonauts Football Club with the CFL forms as the Argonaut Rowing Club Rugby Football Squad. It is the oldest existing pro sports team name in North America, still using the original name. Next, we've got the Orient Express. In 1883, on this day, the Orient Express departs on its official journey from Paris to Istanbul. If you get a chance, watch the movie. The book is supposedly great too, but if you see the original Orient Express, it's a good movie. Let's jump to 1911 now. On this day, the very first escalator is installed on the London Underground at Earl's Court Station. So let's go to 1924 now. The New York Giants become the first team to play in 4 consecutive World Series. Yeah, very good. And as I mentioned earlier, Dick Tracy comic strip by Chester Gould debuts on this day in 1931. And here's an interesting one. In 1943, during World War II, German occupiers forbid flying of kites, and you would be jailed 6 months as a jail sentence. Ouch. Another Canadian connection in 1957. On this day, the Arrow rollout ceremony at Avro Canada plant in Malton, Ontario. By the way, it was scrapped by then Prime Minister Diefenbaker for no good reason, apparently. The Avro was boasted to be able to do Mach 2 at 50,000 feet. So back in 1957, that was outstanding speed and height. Oh, and by the way, they ordered all the tooling and all the equipment for the plane to be scrapped or disposed of. So yeah, there's something weird going on there. All right. Also, in 1957, on this day, the Soviet Union launches Sputnik 1, the first artificial Earth satellite into elliptical low Earth orbit. So Sputnik 1 on this day. Also, in 1957, the TV sitcom Leave It to Beaver debuts on CBS. The Beeve. All right, 1959. Here's a record. First baseball World Series game played west of St. Louis. The LA Dodgers beat the Chicago White Sox 3-1 at a record 92,394 attendance at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Sticking with sports, and still 1959 on this day, future Pro Football Hall of Fame running back Jim Brown makes club record 37 rushing attempts in the Cleveland Browns' 34-7 win at the Chicago Cardinals. All right. Still with 1959, the USSR Luna 3 sent back the first photos of the moon's far side. And then in 1960, on this day, Courier 1B is launched, and it's the first active repeater satellite in orbit. On this day, 1960, the Courier 1B. Another first with a papal visit now. 1965, on this day, Pope Paul VI becomes the first Catholic Pope to leave Italy since the year 1809, and the first to visit the Western Hemisphere, spending 14 hours in New York City to address the UN, meet with U.S. President Lyndon Johnson, visit the World's Fair, St. Patrick's Cathedral, and celebrate Mass at Yankee Stadium. And still, with 1965, the USSR's launches Luna 7, and it crash lands on the moon. Didn't it just take pictures, they said? Probably right before it crashed. Okay, in 1969 now, the last wooden passenger subway cars are retired at Brooklyn Myrtle Beach. Wooden passenger subway cars. That would have been cool to see. I'd love to see one. All right, in 1970 now, on this day, Herbert Schmitz makes highest parachute jump from a tower by leaping a 1,984-foot TV mast in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I hope he changed the light bulb before he jumped. Those guys make a lot of money doing that, you know. Big money. So almost 2,000 feet on a TV mast, a guy jumps with a parachute. Woo-wee. 1972 now, future Baseball Hall of Famer Ted Williams manages his final game as Texas Rangers lose to Kansas City Royals. In the last game played at Municipal Stadium, and Williams is replaced by another Hall of Famer, Whitey Herzog. So there you go. Then, in 1975, on this day, a Cessna 310Q, 310 Quebec, airplane crashes over Wilmington, North Carolina, killing the pilot and severely injuring several pro wrestlers affiliated with the NWA's Mid-Atlantic promotion, and one of the survivors is the legendary Ric Flair. Speaking of airplanes, how about we check in on VE3 Fox November India. Sean, are you there? Oh, we may have missed him. Okay. On this day in 1976, the Supreme Court lifts a 1972 ban on the death penalty for convicted murderers. So they tried it and decided, nope, we're going back to the death penalty. Okay. Next, 1981, on this day, Meadowlands Arena opens in Rutherford, New Jersey. On this day in 1981. 1983, Richard Noble, driving the Thrust 2, reaches new land speed record of 650.88 miles per hour. That's 1,047 kilometers an hour at Black Rock Desert, Nevada. Woo-wee, 650. That's close to the speed of sound. All right, we're getting near the end here. Now we have an NHL trade. On this day, 1991, Edmonton Oilers trade captain Mark Messier, he was on the team for all 5 Stanley Cups. They trade him to the New York Rangers in exchange for Bernie Nichols, Stephen Rice, and Louis DeBrusque. Never heard of them. But Messier leads the Rangers when he joins them to the Cup 2 seasons later. All right, next we have music history. In 1994, financial advisor Keith Moore is charged with stealing $5 million from rock singer-songwriter Sting. Ouch. I bet you that stung. Oh, dear. Okay, on this day in 1997 now, the second largest cash robbery in U.S. history occurs at the Charlotte, North Carolina office of Loomis, Fargo and Company, with $17.3 million in cash taken. A little bit more sports history here. In 2001, on this day, the Boston Bruins retire future Hockey Hall of Fame defenseman Ray Bourque's number 77 jersey in the NHL season opener at Boston Garden. They beat the mighty Ducks of Anaheim 4-2. And in 2006, on this day, WikiLeaks is launched, created by internet activist Julian Assange. In 2015, on this day, American rock band Van Halen's final public performance takes place at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles. 2 more stories to go here. Speaking of football, let's go to 2018 now. On this day, New England's Tom Brady becomes only the 3rd NFL quarterback to record 500 career touchdown passes as he connects with Josh Gordon in a Patriots 38-24 win over the Indianapolis Colts at Foxborough. And then, who remembers 2021 on this day? Because we had a global outage of Facebook and all its apps, including Instagram and WhatsApp, for 6 hours. I don't believe I remember that. That was just 2 years ago. And that wraps it up for On This Day in History. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did researching it and telling it back to all of you. If we have any questions, comments, clarifications, or check-ins, this is VA3CJZ.
B3QU comment.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So just mentioning the Arrow, the Admiral Arrow, is that Dan Aykroyd actually starred in a miniseries that was on the CBC years ago on the CBC television. It was a miniseries all about the Arrow. So if you ever get a chance to look at that or look it up anywhere, you will get the ultimate story and all the scuttlebutt as to why they ultimately scrapped it and why they were jealous that we had it here in Canada and they didn't have it in the States.
Yeah, I know there's some hinky stuff going on there for sure. Thanks for clarifying that there, Scott. And also, if you get a chance, Aykroyd was on the Joe Rogan show a few times, and they talk about everything from ETs to you name it. And so Dan Aykroyd is a very smart man. He knows his stuff, and he's into all kinds of things. He's very active, smart person too. All right. Any other comments, questions, or check-ins? Please come now.
VA3 COF.
VA3 COF. Damien, come on in.
Yeah, good evening, Chuck. Thanks for running the net. I'm just mobile heading down to St. Catharines, coming past Stony Creek, so probably be dropping out soon. Just called in to check into the net. That's about all I've got for tonight. Over.
All right, Damien. Well, very good then. You're doing a good job coming into my location here at the Center Mall in East Hamilton. I do have a question. It seems like you've been traveling a little bit there outside the city limits, maybe. I know it's nighttime now, but have you noticed the color change in leaves in the trees lately?
Yeah, actually, I was up at a cabin, a cottage up at Lanark, just below Ottawa, last week, and driving up via North Bay to pick my son up, and it was very pronounced. The leaves are definitely starting to change over.
Aha. Yeah, I thought so. I know they usually start mentioning it on the news at 6 o'clock at night, but I haven't heard anything recently. So I was curious. It should be well on its way in some places for sure. I'll bet you Algonquin Park is beautiful right now.
Yeah, we sort of skirted around it above it on North Bay, but we were at Lanark there and right in the trees, and it was just absolutely fantastic, and the weather was perfect as well. Over.
Oh, that's great. Great news there, Damien. Well, thank you for checking in tonight, sir. I do appreciate it, and I wish you safe travels to St. Catharines, and we'll talk to you again soon. All right, very good, my friend. So we'll clear with VA3 Charlie Oscar Foxtrot and see if there's anyone else out there would like to check in to the Amateur Radio Exchange Group net. This is VA3 CJZ. All right, so let's do a quick 7-3 round and see who else is still with us. We do have, along with YouTube check-ins, I do count them in the log as well. And right now, with the radio check-ins and YouTube, we've got 22. Let's do another call out and see if VE3 Fox November India is within range. I guess I should have taken better time management there when he said 20 minutes or so. I do apologize, Sean. Well, let's see if VE3 Papa Delta Lima is still with us. 7-3 round. Victor Echo 3, Bravo Kilowatt.
Yeah, I'm still around, and yeah, I'm on the crossband right now, coming in with another radio. So I 73 to everybody on there, and enjoyable as usual there. Chuck, over.
Okay, very good. I just switched over to the crossband frequency there, and I didn't see any signal there, Rick.
Roger. That's because I'm on an internal radio, internal or internal antenna on low power that's just going in through my other radio in the crossband, and that's the way I could test it there, or.
All right. Well, very good then. Well, let's see if Art is still with us and see if I can hear him still. VE3 Kilo Charlie India. Art, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
All right. Very good, sir. Well, thank you for sticking around the net this long. I hope you were entertained, and I do appreciate your check-in there, Art.
Yeah, it's good to hear you, the bartender, so still talk on the radio. And it's also good to hear Rick and their DJs. Have yourself all a good night for the playing out. So this is VE3 Kilo Charlie Indio called right now for the night. Have a good week, everybody. Thanks for taking it. Bye.
Yeah, both our signals should be the same there, right?
Did you hear Rick there, Art? Okay, Art. I guess he's turned the dial off there and said good night. Anything else, Rick? I do thank you for the use of the crossband. It was very much appreciated.
Okay, well, it worked out pretty good. And, yeah, the only thing wrong with this thing is the lock comes on, and it's a heck of a thing to get up. I don't know how I'm going to have to read the book or something. Somebody else has the same problem. Anyway, I'm glad it worked out good, and so we'll let you carry on there, Chuck. Enjoyable as usual, like I said. Always enjoy that, this day in history. So 73 all around B3 BK.
QU.
Okay, QU, go ahead.
I just wanted to see if Rick can hear me down at his location, V3BK, V3QU. Can you copy me?
Yeah, I copy you, but you sound like you're off frequency to me there, or?
All right, just let him know I said hi to him there, Chuck. Appreciate the jump in.
All right, no problem there, Scott. Rick, he was just saying hello, seeing if you could hear him.
Yeah, Roger. I can hear him. I hear him, but he sounds like he's a bit off frequency to me.
Okay, that's that Yaesu radio, Rick. That's the Yaesu radio. Not a problem. I'll get the antenna up a bit higher. We'll hear you soon, and I'll give you a phone call tomorrow.
Okay, Roger on that. Okay, Scott B3QU, B3BK, and back to net.
Okay, thank you very much, Rick and Scott. Let's see if VE3 Kilo Mike Quebec is still with us. Last call. VE3 BMO. I'm sure he's sleeping. Victor Echo 3, Romeo Whiskey Juliet. Chris. Okay, and I think Jason is gone as well, but we'll give him a shout. VE3 Zulu Juliet Charlie. Okay, next over to our friend from Quebec, Victor Echo 2, Kilo November Mike. Ken, last call. All right, I'd like to acknowledge Wayne B, VA3 FMB. Thank you for checking in on YouTube, Wayne. We'll try and get you to make it through on the radio next time somehow. Also, KI5 SPA. Thanks for checking in, Michael. And good hunting on HF when 10 meters and 15 meters opens up. Boy, those are magic bands. So thanks for checking in. Same with North End Richard, VA3 VJC. Thanks, Richard. Maybe next time we'll hear you on the radio. How about VA3 OYL? Are we done with the snacks yet?
Oh, yeah, I'm done. Good net. Thanks for doing it, Chuck. I'd just like to comment to Scott, QU. I can hear him pretty good over here in the West End. And I'll say 7-3 to all. And hopefully catch you next week. Victor Alpha 3, obey your leader.
Okay, very good. Scott, VE3QU, did you hear that?
No, negative copy on our negative copy. What was the message there?
Oh, she was saying she could hear you out in the west end of Hamilton.
Oh, excellent, excellent. I'm surprised I'm kicking a signal to the west end. As I said, I have trouble hearing Kevin, but as I said, my antenna is not quite above the height of my townhouse to go west. I am ultimately getting out east and south and north, but west is my nemesis till I get up a little higher there, Chuck. Thanks for the relay.
All right, not a problem there, Scott. Yeah, one step at a time, you'll get there. And so, yeah, very good then. Okay, Deb, thank you so much for checking in. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and it's always a pleasure. Do you have anything else for us?
Maybe you could relay to Scott that he's about half scale here. It's bars, so I don't have a number for him. Nothing else. 7-3.
Okay, Deb. Okay, so Scott, Deb says you're half scale. She's only has bars on her meter, so you're half scale over there. So not too shabby.
Thanks again for the contact. I'm pushing a little bit more, 50 watts, to make sure I'm hitting everybody, but can back it off a bit. But thanks, John.
Okay, not a problem. How about we'll see if Mac is still around. VA3 India Mike Whiskey.
Well, I said I'd be here for the duration, and that I have done. So thanks for running the net, Chuck. Always a great way to spend Wednesday evening. Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey, 73s to 1 and all, and I'll be going QRT.
Good night, Mac, the 3FNI.
Hey, there he is. I tried calling you a couple of times there. Sean, come on in. VE3 Fox, November, India.
Hey there, Chuck. Hey, everybody on net. Yeah, we were up in my friend's aircraft earlier, and now we've switched over to my aircraft. And we're just, I don't know, we're kind of near Burlington right now, heading south towards the shoreline. And then we'll be heading into the Hamilton area, do a few orbits, and go to Port Credit, and go back to Brampton.
Roger. Yeah, somebody was asking earlier. I'm not sure if it was Scott VE3QU, but someone was asking what airport you fly out of, and that would be Brampton.
That's affirmative. There really aren't too many airports, unfortunately, and they're closing Buttonville this month. And we got some new neighbors in Brampton because of the closure.
Oh, really? Eh? They're closing Buttonville. Wow.
Yeah, that's affirmed. So I got an ear out on the radio here and an ear out on the other radio, so I might get a little distracted here, but you guys are wrapping up the net anyway.
Yes, we are. And do thank you for checking in, Sean. Always a pleasure. You're sounding good tonight. And I'm not sure if there's someone with a comment in there. Please come now.
Yeah, I was just wondering if F&I is in a Diamond DA40.
Yeah, that's my plane. Affirmative.
Oh, yeah, I'm just watching it here on Flight Tracker.
Creepy.
Yeah, well, that's the first time I've heard someone call Kevin creepy, but nonetheless, very good. All right, John, we'll let you get back to concentrating on what you're doing, and I do appreciate the aviation check-in, sir.
Congratulations on the 30th anniversary. Sorry I couldn't meet you guys via RF. The only time I'm ever able to make your net is when I'm in the sky, because in the sky I just can't reach you. Anyway, have a good one there, Chuck, and everyone. VE3FNI. Keep on her.
Okay, Sean, thanks again, and have a safe landing. And so we'll clear with VE3 FNI, and we'll go to VA3 November Charlie Alpha. Wade out in the West End. You there, Wade?
I'm VA3 CJZ, VA3 NCA. Thanks, Chuck. Great net as always. We had a lot of check-ins tonight. That's good to hear, and not only a lot of check-ins, but from near and far, and high and wide too as well. So all the dimensions covered. Good to hear you, Sean. I can only hear you on the YouTube side, but you must be heading this way, because by the end of it, I could pick you up nice and clear here in Dundas. And yeah, welcome, Ken. If you're around for the next couple of days, there's going to be a lot of activity. There's a rag chew on ZOE repeater on Friday, so if you're still around at 8, that's a good one, and a few others as you've been passed as well. And yeah, Rick, nice to see you as well. And put face to the name and the voice, and at the Hamfest, that was a great time out there. So. Let's see. Oh, about your Sting in history there, where Sting was ripped off by that guy. I guess he probably should have called the police. Anyways, with that, I think that's enough. 7-3. Good evening to all, and I'll catch you guys down the next. Well, I'll miss the next reg, but I'll catch you for sure the one following that. So VA3 NCA back to net control.
All right, Wade. Well, there's always YouTube. But thank you for being there and checking in, and good luck in Chicago. Let me know how their deep dish pizzas are. And so we look forward to hearing from you maybe down the log, making some contacts or what have you during your trip. So good luck, and we'll talk to you again whenever we talk to you again. Thanks.
V3MQ.
V3MQ, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I just come back. I was rag chewing on 10, thought I'd come back down.
All right. Well, we're just going down the list. We were going to get to you there next, I think, or another check-in or two. But go ahead there, Tom. Any last words for us tonight?
No, not too much. Just hooked up a weather station yesterday. Got it up in the air and got it in the house here. It's all Wi-Fi, so it's all good. It tells me my indoor temperature. The outdoor temperature as it stands right now is 19.3 degrees with 90% humidity. And let's see, it told me what time the sunrise is 7:32 a.m. and sunset is 7:09 tomorrow.
Yeah. It gets darker later in the morning and also darker earlier in the day now. So, very good, very good. Well, it's currently 20.3 at my location out on the front porch. And so 1 degree difference there. Very good there, Tom.
But very good. I heard Rick in there. Good evening, Rick, and Scott and everybody else. VE3MQ listening.
All right, very good, Tom. Thanks. And so let's see if Vanya is on his way to work or not, or if he's within earshot. VA3XLJ. Vanya, you there? All right, so next let's go to VE3QU. Scott, 7-3 round.
Thanks for being there, Chuck. And I ultimately used to check into this net years ago, I'm pretty sure. Been a ham since, if I'm remembering right, it was either, I believe it was 91 or 90. I have to look it up in the wallet, but I think I was somewhere around there. So date back with quite a few of these guys on here, some of them before me. But good to hear you on there, and happy anniversary to the net. Thanks for being there for us. And good evening to all the guys, regular guys, and all the new guys that I've met here tonight. 73.
Okay, Scott. Well, thank you very much for that. And John, VE3JSU, John Sims was the founder of the AREG net when he was out in Dundas. He started the net and then eventually moved into Hamilton here. But he's been gone now. He moved to Manitouwadge, Ontario, 5 years ago this July. And so I took up the position of net controller for the net since then, and it's been a blast.
Comment?
Yes, sir.
Just one other thing. Does anybody ever remember the Jack that was on the air years ago, and he was always driving his grandkids to school every day. He was on the air and was driving the grandkids to school. He had a Honda,
the air every morning. He'd be on for a while. I remember when we were on the air years ago, just one quick comment, V3OC and a Q, Bob. We didn't know how many letters were in his call sign, V3OC and a Q, so he had a 4-letter call sign. So it was a lot of fun talking to all those guys. But does anyone remember Jack that was always taking the grandkids to school?
Hey, Rick, isn't that Jack that passed away just recently?
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah, he moved up north, and I think he just passed away not long ago.
Do you remember his call?
No, but you should know him. He was out at the contest site all the time.
I know, and I can't think of his. I can't think of the name. It's just escaping me. The last name in the call. I'll see if I can dig it up.
Yeah, but he was one of the contesters at one point in time.
Yeah, I seem to remember that too. I mean, as I said, I was in the early contest group. I was the mid and would come out all the time. I wasn't officially invited to the group until later on. But okay, thanks for that, Tom. Back to that.
And I need you to call me, Scott.
Uh-huh.
I need you to call me when you get a chance.
Sure. It'll be a quick one because I got to go to bed. I'm on the early shift now, so no problem.
You got my number still?
Of course I do.
Okay, very good. Go ahead there, Net Control.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you, Scott. Hopefully you were entertained tonight. It's a little bit of a different format than most of the nets. And so I do appreciate your check-in and look forward to having you come back and join us again. Thank you, Scott.
73.
Okay, next we've got Rick, downtown Rick, VA3 AXJ. You still there, Rick?
Yeah, I'm still here, Chuck. Starting to hear everybody now. I don't know what's going on. It's sort of cleared up. Even heard, I can't see his name now. The one on the crossband there.
Rick.
Yeah. Can't think of his name. Wait for it.
Yeah, you mean VE3BK, Rick?
No, Art. I've even heard Art through the crossband there. But I normally hear Art straight through, all the time. And earlier I couldn't hear him, but then all of a sudden he started to come through. So it could be conditions. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it sure was appreciated to use the crossband that Rick provided for us tonight. So maybe we'll need it for sure next week, as the conditions are not always optimum, and so hopefully you'll get your antenna situation straightened out as well.
Yeah, I'll have to check on that and have a look at it. And I think it's power-wise, the radio hasn't been charged for a while, so it's probably low. Anyhow, thanks for doing the net there, Chuck, and it's been a good night. So 7-3s, and we're going to be QRT.
Okay, Rick. So we'll clear with VA3AXJ downtown and having issues with his antenna. Hopefully that'll get straightened out soon. Next, let's go to VE3KKP. Last call, Kevin.
Yeah, 7-3 stall, fantastic net again. You might want to check with FNI. He's just offshore trolling for salmon out there in the lake. So you should be able to hear him real good now, no problem. So 7-3s, everyone, and we'll catch up to you later. VE3KKP.
All right, very good. So let's do one more shout out to our eye in the sky, VE3 Fox November India. Sean, are you still with us? Yeah, he might be talking to a tower or something. All right, very good. Well, let's see if Damien, he's probably out of range now. VA3 Charlie Oscar Foxtrot. Yeah, he's on his way to St. Catharines, probably halfway there now. So that wraps it up. But let's see if anybody else is out there that would like to be last minute check-in for the AREG net, the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. Any last minute check-ins, please come now.
VA3XLJ again.
Hey, VA3 XLJ, I called for you but didn't hear anything. Come on in, Vanya.
No, I just got in the car, so it's my the coffee route before I hit the highway. So just to give you guys 7-3 again, and till next Wednesday.
All right, very good then. Well, thank you for checking back in with us, Vanya. Do appreciate it. Make sure they get your coffee order right, and have a good shift, my friend. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you, Chuck. Kevin, I cannot hear him. KKP. Kevin, if you are still listening, can you just mute me on the ZOE for like 1 second? I have to ask you one question, and it's simple answer, yes or no.
VE3 KKP, VA3 CJZ.
Yeah, go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, Vanya is asking if you could meet him on the ZOE repeater real quick.
Oh, yeah, not a problem. Okay, I'll meet him over there. Thanks, Chuck. Great net.
All right, thank you. Next, we're going to wrap things up. If there are no other check-ins, any last-minute check-ins for the AREG net, please come now. Okay, well, that's another one in the books tonight. We got 22 check-ins. That includes about 4 check-ins from the YouTube stream. I do appreciate you all joining us on the YouTube stream. It especially comes in handy if you can't hear people on the radio. And so through the YouTube stream, you can hear what I can hear. And so that wraps it up for another week of the AREG net. And thank you all so much. Without this, without all of you, I'd be talking to myself. And we don't want that. So until next week, 7-3, have a great rest of the week and a better weekend. And I look forward to hearing from you again next week. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu saying 7-3, and so long.